The entire crypto market failed to breach above the 21 weekly moving average 3 years ago, thus entering a prolonged, gruesome, absolutely dumpy bear market. In only 24 hours, Bitcoin has the chance to do exactly what it could not do in very early 2018, and initiate a blast so big that even my neighbors will hear the squealing. As Bitcoin briefly tickled 48K and saw an immediate bounce at 46K, the stars are aligning for the biggest move yet. They say Bitcoiners have strong hands, but holding is not the only thing our fists are good for. I'm back. I'm your host, Dugan Diddlesworth, and much like a baby squirrel, Bitcoin is about to hatch from its egg and do something absolutely shocking. Very, very big, guys, as Bitcoin has just been defying all odds, and as well, many of the top altcoins as well, with the top 3 cryptocurrencies right now being Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. As the entire crypto market gears up together in a very, very strong show of force, with massive excitement behind both Ethereum and Cardano at this point, is the rest of this bullish blast about to be even more ooey and gooey than we could ever imagine? So you guys are new channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn this gives me these absolute time-sensitive alerts. And without any further ado, let's pump on in. So if we take a look, guys, here, this is really just the test. This is absolutely big. As Bitcoin failed, as the entire crypto market failed to get a single weekly close above the 21-week moving average back in late April of 2018, after which absolute cataclysmic dumpage ensued, okay? As soon as we got rejected off this 21-week, my goodness, it became a dump fest, and not the kind you want to take your family to. It just became very bad. And at this very moment, Bitcoin has roughly about 24 hours until we get a new weekly open. Bitcoin is billions and billions of dollars at this very second above the 21 weeks. So if we close anywhere close to where we are right now, when we get this new weekly open, it will be something huge that the entire crypto space was just unable to do, at which point 100% validated and confirmed a bear market a little over 3 years ago. So this is a huge moment. And let's be honest, at this very second, it looks very, very good, okay? Much better, and for obvious reason, than before. And this is just very big, okay? So the reason I think this is so important too, we're looking at the crypto market cap, this is Bitcoin, but the reason I think it's important to look at the entire crypto cap and what it failed to do back in 2018 is because altcoins are growing in adoption and they're growing in interest. Okay, the last bull cycle was the very first cycle where altcoins took a huge chunk out of Bitcoin dominance. And I believe, personally, there's still a decent amount of time left, at least a few months of this bull cycle left. And obviously, on this first leg down, Bitcoin went down to about 40% dominance. Okay, and on the last one, the first leg down was about 60, even 50%. So, and obviously, it never bounced back above 90%. The highest it went to was about 3/4 in dominance, about roughly almost 75%. So my point is here, whether you like altcoins or not, I don't really care. I'm not going to have a debate with you if you think altcoins are dumb. Okay, that's great if you think that. That doesn't change the fact that adoption and interest in altcoins, in smart contracts, in DeFi, and NFTs, all those things a lot of people might think are silly. Whatever your opinion is, Bitcoin and the crypto market doesn't care about your feelings, right? At this point, you have to set your emotions aside and realize whether you think NFTs are dumb, whether you think DeFi, whatever, if you think all of it's dumb, that's fine. But that does not mean that the space is not going to keep growing explosively. And that also does not mean that there is a potential for a massive increase in your wealth within those sectors, within those cryptocurrencies. So I think maybe the biggest thing Bitcoin maximalists fail at is really regulating their emotions. They get completely married to Bitcoin, and then whatever happens, whatever kind of innovation, whatever kind of thing happens, they just turn a blind eye and say, no, everything else is garbage, Bitcoin's the only thing. That type of thinking, I think, is just absolutely toxic, and I think it's very childish. And that's enough ranting about that. But my point is, basically, I think there's a lot of room to grow in altcoins, okay? And I think it's very clear based on basically every chart. And with that being said, Bitcoin itself is in a strong position as well, guys. And yeah, I mean, look at this. We had a 3 barely red days. It only went down. What was this? Like at the lowest, maybe like 5%. The last pullback at the end of July, beginning of August, was about 10%, 5% here. And yeah, as we talked about, Bitcoin is now approaching, or it's at its very last giant resistance level. We're kind of back testing the top now. We had a mini breakout up to about 48K. Here we are testing the very tippy top of it again, even just testing the support that we've built, or the resistance that we're trying to turn support now, even over the past 3 to 4 days. But overall, Bitcoin is just looking very, very strong. And I think 50K is very, very likely here, basically any day now. I think this upcoming week, I think it's very likely that we're going to be seeing 50K. Are we going to be getting a pullback? I think it's very important to continuously watch the chart to monitor for that, because again, most likely we will see a pullback at some point. It's hard to predict exactly when, but I think it's very obvious what key levels Bitcoin most likely will pull back if it does initiate a pullback, and that's what we have spent the last week talking about, those levels specifically. But overall, again, Bitcoin is just respecting everything as it continues to climb here, and basically gets the most tiny pullbacks before continuing and heading higher here. If we look on even the 1 hour chart, you can see still these linguini levels are still being respected. Just backtesting this one now. Again, this 48,000 is pretty big. 52, obviously 50 is going to be huge. It's a big round even number. But again, keep in mind, we could just slice right through it, head up to 52,000. Again, I think a lot of liquidations probably of people trying to short it would push Bitcoin a little bit higher than 50K if 50K does get broken, as we see very often. When a giant level that everyone expects Bitcoin to get rejected at doesn't get rejected there, that further pushes it even higher, because a lot of people that are betting on it to go down get absolutely creamed. So you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn this notifications absolute time-sensitive alerts. And as well, we just added 5 new Bobby Blastoff NFTs. Okay, there's a Bitcoin, Milk, Ethereum, Cardano, and Chainlink NFT. Now there's officially 10 of the 23 Bobby Blastoff NFTs listed, and yeah, more coming as well. And without any further ado, that's it for me. Bye-bye.